Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my full review and a disassembly on the Wee Knives Fornix. So I did actually want to pull it up here, and then we could talk about it. So this was loaned into me by Lewis from Addicted to Knives. Awesome dude. He's a good buddy, local buddy. He sent me a few knives, I think it was 3. And I am literally one by one taking them apart and doing the full review. Sorry, I'm trying to pull this up right now while I'm talking, and I shouldn't be doing that. So here we go. All right, so this is the Wee Knife Fornix. I normally don't do that. I don't look things up while I review stuff, but I feel like I can, and I have my laptop right here, so it's easy to do. But anyway, I just feel like the action on this could be better. It just seems really, even for Wii, it feels a little bit off in my opinion. And I can tell he put skiffs in here just by looking at the phosphor bronze in there. At least I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe not. But I will be checking. And I wonder if maybe the skiffs just maybe aren't good in this knife. Sometimes that happens where they just don't improve the knife, you know what I mean? The centering is off to the clip side, so I don't know how well you can see that. It's off to this side a bit. I just want to note that ahead of time because on the last knife I had some centering issues and I don't remember checking thoroughly beforehand, but this looks pretty good, just a little bit off. Yeah, so aesthetically, this knife would be better looking if it didn't have this stupid harpoon. It really feels like they just threw it on there to, I don't know, make it look different on an otherwise pretty good looking knife if it just went straight up. This is actually an in-house Wii design. I thought it was a Ferrum Forge or Gavco design collab, but it isn't. So it's kind of like they just tried to make it look like one of those maybe by doing that. I don't know. It's really odd to me. But anyway, aesthetically, it's okay other than the poon. I don't like a bead blast, and they love it because it's cheap to do, I think. Bead blasts everything. They don't do a lot of satin, which I love, or even a good stonewash would be nice. They don't do a lot of that. And then having the handles also be stonewashed, just a little bit of overkill, a little too much of a muted look for my taste. I'd rather like a little bit of contrast or something. They do have a blacked out one I'm looking at right here. That one looks okay, but I'm not a big fan of blacked out blades. So they list this at 3.48. This is Blade HQ, by the way, 3 1/4 cutting edge. It is a blade width is 1 inch. Oh, this way, I guess, is 1 inch. Blade thickness is 0.13. This is actually 20 CV. I didn't know that. Well, maybe I did. I figured it was S35, but yep, CPM 20 CV, and it's number 8 of 410. I love when they do that, right? It's limited, but you know, maybe just this version is limited. But there's 410 of them, so it's a lot. It does have a reversible clip, which is cool. I never flipped it because as a lefty, it's just nice to have the clip to do the reverse flick. Although on this knife, if you get low enough, it's okay. So it's not a huge deal, but on knives like this, a frame lock that's right-handed, I usually just leave the clip. The ergos are fantastic. When you're up in this choked up grip, it is super comfortable up here. You can ride this spine up to the back of the poon, which actually that is comfortable, like functionally, but it's just ugly and I don't need that there. And I probably could just stop right here, but it makes me want to ride it up there. Makes me want to ride the poon, you know? If you hold it back here, it's okay. I mean, you get enough grip. I have a large glove size hand. It just feels weird. I'm so far away from the blade, so I'm always going to hold it like this, and then you have a lot sticking out, but whatever. They use the pretty much standard deep carry clip at this point that they tend to put on stuff now all the time. They haven't done milled clips, I feel like, in a while. Oh, you know what? I take that back. The Roxy 3 has one, but that's not an in-house design. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think aesthetically and ergonomically, it's pretty good. Just I hate that harpoon. Harpoon, the poon. All right, anyway, the carry is good. Deep carry clip, very thin profile. It's not going to be too tall or anything. Flipper tab's not pokey. It's pretty lightweight for its size. I mean, it's definitely good on carry. Cutting, so I didn't do too much with it. It has a good edge on it. I can show you if I'm able to cut. I will show you. I've never questioned Wii's blade grinds or edges. They usually are absolutely spot on and fantastic. That's one thing. One thing you got to give Wii is fit and finish, and their grinds. You know, they usually are dead centered or very close, and this may have been taken apart by Lewis. And usually the fit and finish all around is pretty solid. Whether it's a little bland, I sort of think Wii's are kind of bland in my opinion, but doesn't matter. It's very well put together. Their screws are always very good. It's their detents and their aesthetics that usually are the reason I don't go for them. You know what I mean? Price point wise, they're usually pretty reasonable. I mean, this is $199. MSRP was $235. That's pretty good for 20 CV and titanium on bearings and deep carry clip and all that. I think that's pretty good value, honestly. So I'm not questioning that. But anyway, cutting is good. I opened some boxes, some packages. You know, for what I like to do is cut out shipping labels. I had to climb up this blade really far, and I kind of went up to this tip, and I would kind of do this. But it's just such a long way to go, right? It's just such a long knife and skinny knife. I don't know. I prefer to just do this, right? But I don't feel like I have enough precision with that much of it. It kind of looks like a witch's nose, doesn't it? Looks like a Hinder flipper tab right there. I just don't have enough precision. Like, what's in my pocket right now? Oh, I have my Kvist Bladeworks custom variant. So on this knife, I just climb up. Boom, I'm right there at the tip. That's what she said, right? Let me just put that bad boy back. Sorry, it goes in a slip. So, on this, you know, it works. It's just, I felt like I was kind of, on my cuts on the labels, I was kind of going all over the place because I didn't have as much control. But if you don't need to do that kind of stuff, doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. What else we got? Sounds. Pretty classic Wii sounds, and I apologize if you can hear my kid in the background. She's home all week. Daycare's closed this week, and we're all sick again. So she's fine. She's just probably bored. Yeah, the sounds are probably like a 5 or 6 out of 10. It's just standard Wii noises, right? Nothing special really to me. I was going to say we could check for milling, but we can do that when we take it apart. It doesn't look like it has any action. So I got to say, the detent is pretty on point. I might be able to fail it with the flipper if I try, but like I'm really trying. If I just flip it, it goes, right? And it's dialed for a good reverse flick, honestly. Now, I'd prefer to be right-handed with this knife. It definitely has a nice... Sorry, that was me. Definitely has a nice flick right-handed. With the lefty, you know, you got to worry about the lock bar and everything. But, I mean, even there I can't get it there. It just sucks having to worry about your finger placement. You can't just pick the knife up and bang it out, you know. But it works. It works. Sort of. There you go. Thumb flick works. Never really tried that, though, honestly. I've always just sat here with the flipper, which I really like the flipper, guys. It's just got a really good angle on it. It's got good jimping on it. See there, it's low profile, I would say, but it kind of just, I don't know, it lets you fire it out. It's sort of like a Stinger type flipper. They use this type of flipper tab on a lot of their in-house stuff. I think the Elemento might have it too. So just, I don't know. I like the flipper tab on this. So action is pretty good. It just doesn't have any closing action. Like, even for a Wii, it seems like underwhelming in terms of that. So that's why I wanted to take it apart. There's no play, so it could be too tight. Let's just do a quick check and see if it's too tight. There, I loosened it a touch. That centered it up. Tiniest maybe bit of play. Yeah, just still not getting any action here. Let's just loosen it a lot. Nothing. So, it's a little better, but I mean, look at that. I'm pretty sure it might be the bearings in there. I have a T6 here, but I don't think I need it. So let's just do this. So it's using their, what I actually like, their pivot system where they use a collar and then they just basically use a body screw that goes through the collar. At least it seems like that, but it's like stuck together, I think. Well, I'm not going to mess with it. Clean that out. And we can get to these. All T8 except the clip is T6. It's sort of a shame. I hate when companies do that. Just go all T8. Like, oh, you're gonna make me take the clip off, or all right. I didn't want to strip the screw, and I'm probably scratching the clip just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, Gillian's. Okay, interesting. It's got Gillian's in here. Man, Lewis. Man after my own heart. It's got Gillian's in there. So, I wonder, is it the Gillian's? Is it the Gillian's? So, I have a couple options I might try. So first I want to clean this thing out. There's just a lot of goop in the track for the stop pin. Clean that out real quick. There we go. We can just try the Gillian's after cleaning it and cleaning them. It might just be they seized up. That's apparently a thing with Gillian's. I believe Talica for Life told me about that. Oh, okay. Screws are falling out. Let's put those over there. So we could try that, see if maybe we can clean them up a little bit. All right, we cleaned the blade, right? Yeah. I mean, it looks all clean and everything. I don't see a reason for it not to be good. So let me just try cleaning these. And even the Gillian's look good. Like they're, they're not rolling in my fingers, which I don't know how much that really matters, but this one is, I think. Feel that one a little bit. Yeah. So what I was told to do is take alcohol and sort of rub them in your fingers with the alcohol. I don't know. I'm just going to try to get them all alcoholed up first. Take them out and just roll them around. And that'll apparently unseize them, which to me, it's odd that they get seized to begin with, but okay. And I love Gillian's, don't get me wrong. I've never had these issues, though, I don't think, where they've totally seized up or whatever. But I've been slowly going back to just getting skiffs because I buy a lot of bearings, and the difference is not that noticeable that I feel like spending the extra $8 on the Gillian. So, oh yeah, these are much smoother now. That's awesome. All right. So let's try it that way and see what we get. I'll clean the pivot and the pivot screw. I don't know if he used Loctite or if that's a O-ring that got smashed. Kind of looks like an O-ring, but I can't be sure. Trying to figure out what this thing is. You see that black ring at the bottom? I think that's an O-ring that's holding that screw in. There we go. Let's push that out. Or just black goop. I think it was just black goop. Let's clean those up. Sorry for all the extra cleaning, but I want to make sure if I'm going to take a knife apart, I might as well do it right. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Alright, one last thing, and then we're good. I'm just going to clean around the inside. There we go. Alright, so I would assume the Wii pivot is supposed to be on this side. Yep, you can see the cutout for it. So you drop it in like so. The Wii is supposed to be like that. Perfect. KPL original. Yeah, because I think I told Lewis about the action on this, and he said he remembered it being good when he had it. So, could be they seized up in transit or something. If that's the problem, we'll find out, obviously. I mean, they've worn in a track and everything. Like, it just doesn't seem... I don't know. Just don't... I don't think they shouldn't work. I think they should work just fine. So it's odd that they're not working. As usual, guys, shout out to KPL, knifepivotlube.com. You can use my code LEFTY10 at checkout for 10% off your order. I know that's getting old right now because I just did a bunch of disassemblies, but it is what it is. I love an internal stop pin, guys. I just hate having stop pins, like having to put them in, and then some knives, they don't sit right. They fall out all the time. You have to worry about how they're seated and everything. It's just annoying. So let's see how we did on this guy. Classic Wii construction. Just bada bing, bada boom. I mean, seriously. Couldn't have been easier. Alright, so we put that screw in. God damn it. This one's going to be hard because of the angle. Kidding me? I don't feel like taking the clip off unless I have to. What in God's name? I just don't have tiny fingers. Like, how am I supposed to get... There we go. Luckily, I believe this hardware is titanium, so I don't have to worry about it coming out of there. I hate that when you go to put a screw in and then it's steel and it freaking comes flying out because your bit driver is magnetic. Clean off the blade a little here. All right, let's see. Nope, not much better. I mean, there's no blade play. Yeah, I mean, sometimes Wii's just aren't going to be droppy, but this is sort of way past not being droppy. You know, I kind of want to try stock bearings or skiffs and see. I'm just thinking maybe the Gillians are just a little too thick, because that's what tends to happen with Gillians or skiffs. And then the action's not as good. Let's just try a set of stock bearings and see what happens. And if they're not any better, then we'll just switch back. Yeah, like I've had times where switching the bearings was worse. It's just how it goes sometimes. But I don't know. All right, here we go. Here's my drawer of all the bearings. I could try skiffs, but I mean, they're the same size, so that we'd literally just be assuming that the Gillians are C's, but I think we took care of that. So there's a 5mm, and there's a 5mm. Gotta make sure they have all the balls. They do. I always face them towards the blade. Used to do it the other way, but just found better luck this way. There we go. And let's see, is it the bearings? Very simple knife to disassemble. It was really just this screw down here that's sort of annoying. Do I have the Wii pivoted in properly? I think so. Yeah. There we go. Oh, now it popped in. Okay. No play at all. Oh, God. Okay. Centering's okay. Let's see. It's pretty tight, though. It's just... Okay, now it's too loose. Centering is pretty close there. Maybe the tiniest bit of play. Yeah, I just think maybe on this knife you're just not getting that great action. This maybe feels a little better. But he had him in there. I'm not gonna, you know. Some knives I just don't get what I want. And this isn't my knife, so it's okay. Sure, Lewis wants the good action too, but can't always get what we want, Lewis. I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. Make sure that's in all the way. Put our Gillian in. Sorry about this, guys. You've seen me disassemble it 3 times. But hey, if you needed a crash course on disassembling and reassembling this knife, you just got one. Woohoo! How awesome is that? Damn it. The screw from hell fell out. All right. Is that Wii pivoted? I'm always worried about that. I think it's going to do what it did last time and just snap into place. All right, so there we go. pretty much centered. It's right where it was. So this knife pretty much just came apart, went together the same way. Yeah, you're just not going to get super drop shed action. I can try to lighten it a little bit. Just a little bit. Now it's dead centered. No play. Maybe it's a little better, but not much. So, anyway, sorry about all that, guys. That's the Wii Knives Fornix disassembly and full review. I may try to do these. I just did it for 3 knives, but I may try to do that with other knives too, just to break up the monotony of 3 videos. But I usually try to do the first impressions with multiple knives, so that you don't see 3 videos of the same knife, you know. So at least you get a little bit of variance there, but I don't know. I also like doing the 3 videos because it's good for me. Unboxing, I get an impression, right? And then let me check these screws for tightness. Unboxing, I get my first sort of reaction. Then first impressions, after a couple of days, I get to kind of give my thoughts briefly on how the knife has been, right? Has anything changed since the unboxing, whatever. And then the full review is usually, you know, later. And depending on the knife, I'll even do those in bunches. So I don't always do first impression or full review in a separate video. So it does break it up enough. You guys could tell me in the comments if you think I should do it differently, but I'm probably just going to do what I do because it's how I have fun, you know. But this is the Wii Knives Fornix. I want to thank Lewis again for sending me these knives. I appreciate you letting me take them apart too, because I don't know, it just is a little bit different to have a loaner I can take apart. It's kind of fun. We are dead centered, and we're looking good. I like this knife. I do. It's not special to me, I guess, is what I'm saying. But I think it's a cool knife. Definitely a good user knife too, because the ergos are fantastic. And the deployments are fun. So that's it. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.